ocean has always inspired awe. It's vast, mysterious, and hides more than we can imagine. But in fiction, it becomes a playground for the impossible. Massive beasts that defy nature, towering monsters that rise from the deep, and ancient sea gods that sleep beneath the waves. Today, we're diving into the 15 largest sea creatures in fiction. From myth to modern media, these giants are the biggest, baddest, and most terrifying things ever to swim the seas. Starting off with a true nautical nightmare, the Kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean. But Pirates of the Caribbean gave it tentacles, attitude, and a Hollywood budget. Over 100 feet of pure muscle and malice, summoned by Davy Jones' enchanted shell. This beast doesn't just attack ships, it erases them. Giant suckered limbs crush wood like paper, hurl sailors into the abyss, and then vanish without a trace. We never see its full body, only the destruction it leaves behind. Mariners whisper its name like a curse, because when the sea suddenly goes silent, it's already too late. It represents the unknown terrors lurking beneath even the calmest waters. Its mystery, its partial glimpses, make it more terrifying than any fully revealed monster. Sometimes what you can't see is scarier than what you can. Next, we dive even deeper as the Sea Emperor Leviathan from Subnautica makes its appearance. In the eerie alien world of Subnautica, most creatures want you dead, but not this one. The Sea Emperor Leviathan is a creature of grace, wisdom, and unimaginable size. Over 500 feet long, it moves through the ocean like a god. Its presence is calm, its voice is felt, not heard, communicating telepathically, offering aid instead of violence. But make no mistake, if it ever decided to destroy you, you wouldn't even know what hit you. It's not a predator, it's a guardian, and its final moments in the story are unforgettable. Its gentle majesty challenges our expectations about what a massive creature should be. In a world full of hostile predators, the Sea Emperor is a rare reminder that not all giants are monsters. Some are protectors, ancient sentinels of life itself. Now surfacing next, we meet Genbu from Yu Yu Hakusho. Genbu isn't your average sea creature. He's more like a living fortress standing between 200 and 300 feet tall. As part of the four saint beasts, Genbu's rocky body can disassemble and reform at will, making him practically invincible. His size alone is staggering, but what's truly terrifying is how every chunk of him can attack independently. Fighting Genbu isn't a battle, it's surviving a moving mountain. And his underwater lair only makes things worse. You don't just need strength to face him, you need a miracle. Coming in now with a roar that shakes the tides, the Leviathan from Final Fantasy XV emerges. Some monsters rise gracefully, others explode into existence. The Leviathan in Final Fantasy XV is the latter, a serpentine god erupting from the waters with breathtaking fury. Towering, majestic, and filled with rage, it manipulates the sea itself, whipping up devastating tsunamis and leveling cities in moments. Its control over water is absolute, and when it strikes, even gravity seems to bend to its will. Facing it isn't a fight, it's facing a myth come to life. Now drifting into view, we encounter Sin from Final Fantasy X. Where Leviathan is all rage and power, Sin is pure doom. A creature so vast and terrible, it isn't just a monster, it's a natural disaster. Sin drifts across the seas like a funeral dirge, annihilating islands and cities without mercy. Measuring over 1,200 feet long, it's less like a living being and more like a biblical event, fueled by sorrow and human guilt. Sin doesn't attack, it simply exists, and where it passes, there's nothing left but silence. Next up, packing a punch far above his size, it's the Deep Sea King from One Punch Man. Not every terrifying creature needs to be skyscraper-sized. The Deep Sea King, standing at only about 15 to 20 feet tall, radiates enough menace to feel 10 times larger. Under the rain, he becomes even more monstrous, shrugging off bullets and demolishing heroes left and right. When he smiles, it's already too late. He's a reminder that terror isn't always about size, it's about presence. Now crashing through the surface, we meet Kaiju Trespasser from Pacific Rim. Trespasser was humanity's first warning shot, a Category 3 kaiju that rose from the Pacific and obliterated San Francisco like it was nothing. Standing over 300 feet tall, built for destruction with armor, horns, and claws, it was a one-beast apocalypse. Humanity barely managed to defeat it, and they didn't even realize it was just the beginning. Trespasser wasn't the biggest kaiju, but it was the first shadow of the end. Coming into shaky view next, it's Clover from Cloverfield. Few creatures remain as mysterious as Clover. Seen only in glimpses, through explosions, over rooftops, or through shaky cam footage, it becomes all the more terrifying because you never get a full look. Estimated to be nearly 1,000 feet tall, somehow just a baby, Clover stumbles through New York City, destroying everything by accident as much as by aggression. It unleashes parasite creatures and seems more confused than evil. But confused or not, it reduces a city to rubble in a matter of hours. Now swimming into the spotlight, we find Wailord from Pokemon. In the colorful world of Pokemon, Wailord is one of the largest largest creatures ever discovered. At 47 feet long and weighing 877 pounds, this water-type titan floats through the ocean like a living blimp. It's capable of carrying trainers across vast oceans, and uses its massive size for devastating tidal attacks. But despite its potential power, Wailord is gentle, peaceful, and even playful. A reminder that sometimes the biggest creatures can have the kindest hearts. And let's be honest, if you ever saw a real-life Wailord breach the surface, it would be equal parts breathtaking and terrifying. Next, screeching onto the scene, we meet Gaus from the Gamera franchise. Rising from the sea and terrorizing the skies, Gaus are the stuff of nightmares. These bat-like kaiju monsters boast 250-foot wingspans and fire sonic beams sharp enough to slice through skyscrapers. They're vicious, adaptable, and worst of all, they multiply. In every timeline, no matter how many are defeated, Gaus always return. A single Gaus is bad enough. A swarm? That's extinction. Now tearing through the ancient waters, it's the Megalodon from The Meg. Prehistoric, primordial, and utterly terrifying, the Meg resurrects the 75-foot giant shark from legend. Larger than life and hungry for anything that moves, the Meg smashes submarines, leaps onto boats, and even takes down helicopters. It's not just big, it's fast, cunning, and furious. Fiction may have brought it back, but when you see it breach the surface, you realize some ancient predators were too perfect to stay extinct forever. Coming into the frame with a thunderous roar, it's Godzilla in his sea form from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Godzilla is known for stomping through cities, but he's equally terrifying when he rises from the deep. Over 400 feet tall, dorsal plates glowing with atomic energy, Godzilla's mere surfacing causes tsunamis. His roar echoes through oceans and continents alike. Balanced between destruction and protection, Godzilla is less a creature and more of a living force of nature. And when that familiar silhouette rises from the waves, you know you're witnessing the king. Now nearing the end of our list with a world-shaking presence, it's Jormungandr from Norse mythology and God of War. The world serpent doesn't just live in the ocean, it is the ocean. In myth, Jormungandr wraps around the entire world, biting its own tail. In God of War, it's brought to life as a slumbering god with a voice like an earthquake and eyes older than time. Mountains cling to its scales, ships vanish in its wake. When it moves, the oceans themselves groan in protest. Jormungandr isn't something you fight, it's something you hope never notices you. Now reaching our runner-up, we glimpse the Cloverfield Paradox monster. At the end of the Cloverfield Paradox, we finally see a horror that makes the original Cloverfield creature look like a toddler. A monstrous head rises above the clouds. A roar shatters satellites. Reality itself seems to bend under its impossible size. It's not just bigger, it's wrong, twisted, alien. If this creature were fully unleashed on Earth, it wouldn't just destroy cities, it would unmake reality itself. And finally, at the very top of our list, we meet the behemoth Kaiju from Pacific Rim, the Black. This monster doesn't just rise from the ocean, it's a moving apocalypse. Between 600 and 800 feet tall, the behemoth Kaiju dwarfs every building, every other monster. Entire cities crumble just from the shockwaves of its steps. Its roar isn't just heard, it's felt, vibrating through the earth like the drumbeat of the end. Other kaiju fear it. Humans don't fight it, they flee. Because when the behemoth walks, the earth itself trembles. Final thoughts. Sea monsters in fiction aren't just creatures. They're symbols of power, fear, and the unknown. They tap into our deepest instincts. Fiction gives us a safe way to confront those fears, to imagine what lurks just beyond the light in the endless deep. They remind us that sometimes, nature's biggest threats aren't ones we can predict or defeat. They're forces beyond human control. And maybe next time you find yourself standing near the ocean, you'll think twice before peering too closely into the water, because you might not like what's staring back. Thank you for watching. Which sea creature would terrify you the most if it were real? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this dive into the deep, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time, and remember, the ocean still holds secrets we haven't even imagined yet. Bye!